My name's Spencer Jones. I'm an associate at the law firm of O'Melveny Myers here in San Francisco. I'm originally from a small town in Utah called St. George, a third of 7 children in a large Mormon family. It took me a long time to figure out that I was gay and to deal with that, and there were difficult times. And I did a service mission for my church for 2 years in Japan. I was very dedicated to the Mormon faith and believed in it quite strongly. So as I did start to realize that there was something different about me, it was a difficult process. But the only reason I made it through is that I met a wonderful guy. So growing up as a gay kid in Utah was pretty difficult, especially growing up as a gay kid who didn't realize he was gay. I should have known. I think back, and I should have known in kindergarten when my dad, who was the school principal, told me that I needed to stop hanging out with the girls and go hang out with the boys. And I should have known at least by the time I was in high school, when my favorite movie was Tu Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar, the one with the drag queens. And that's actually what eventually clued my parents into the fact that I was a little bit different. And I remember a really difficult conversation I had with my father. I was returning to college. I'd been home on spring break or something. And he'd noticed that I'd been spending a lot of time with a new friend. This new friend was Tyler, who's now my husband. But this was 9 years ago, back in that small town, St. George, where I had been raised and graduated from high school. And my dad, he wondered why I was spending so much time with this new friend and wondered if it might have something to do with the fact that I really liked that movie, Tu Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar, in high school. And I was terrified. I was so scared because it was so against everything that I believed, everything that my family wanted for me, and to admit to myself and then to them that I'm gay was very, very difficult. And my mom cried for weeks. Things are still not as great as I wish they would be with my family, but it did get better, and it got a lot better. And the whole reason I had that conversation with my dad is because I'd been hanging out with this great guy, feeling something that I'd never felt before. And that's what opened up my eyes to what it is to be gay. I mean, it's really, really quite simple. It's just love between two people. And that's what I felt with Tyler, and it's something I never felt before, and it made everything worth it in the end. So fast forward, several years, I guess 9 years, to here we are in San Francisco. And so Tyler and I, we stayed together. We moved to DC. We moved out here for school. And then back in, when was it? In 2008, the California Supreme Court decided that gays could legally, finally, be married. And Tyler and I lived just 5 blocks away from City Hall. So we woke up the morning that these marriages were going to start, and we looked at each other, we're like, let's go do it. What better day? There's no better day to get married than today, this historic, wonderful day. And indeed it was. We went to City Hall, and just the love, the history that was being made, it was very palpable. And we ended up getting our marriage certificate that day, and ended up being in a lot of press, from People magazine to the New York Times to various things. And then after that, a documentary found out about us and sort of featured us in that documentary. It's called The Mormon Proposition. And we were able to share our story to literally tens of thousands of people. And that's really how it's gotten better for me and Tyler, is that we've been sharing our story every chance we get. We keep, telling people that all it is love. I mean, that's all it is, nothing to be scared of. And we're going to keep repeating that until we're blue in the face. And and hopefully it's gotten through to a few people. But yeah, so much of it is telling your story, being who you are, being authentic, being true to yourself. And when you do that, and you feel that wholeness, that true integrity of being true to yourself, I mean, it makes everything better.